Hi, this is Edward Troxel. In the previous tutorial last week, we looked at the file preferences and the things that we could change that are under the preferences. We also looked at the preview settings and the items that we could change under the preview settings. Today we're going to expand on that and look at the event properties that we can change. We are going to look at both the video event properties and the audio event properties, and there are some differences. So let's take a look and see what we can change. You can see here I have both a video event and an audio event added to the timeline. If I right click either of those and choose properties, we have all of these different things we can change both under the video event and the media tab. If we go over to the General tab, that just gives us general information about that clip. So let's start by seeing how we can adjust these settings. First of all, we have our standard script here, and the first thing I have here listed is a track event equals project.tracks0.events0, which will pick up the first video event on the first track, because that's all we have on here. There are some differences though. In most of the things that we've done so far, we've used a track event in order to go through all of the events on the timeline. However, to access the information we need, now we need to look at either a video event or an audio event. Well, all track events are a video event or an audio event. We need to convert the track event into a video event or an audio event. So here's what I've done on these next two lines. We want a video event, which I've called V event. We convert this to a video event by putting this in parentheses in front of the tracks 0 events 0. Then for the audio event, we want to get that from the second track. So it's going to be an audio event, A event, convert it to an audio event, and we look at tracks 1 events 0. So if we look back at our project, this event will be the video event and this event will be the audio event. So now let's look at the properties that we can change. For the video event tab, first of all we have the mute option, and that is a Boolean. That is either true or false. Next we have locked, which is also only true or false. Then we have loop, true or false. Maintain aspect ratio, also true or false. And then the reduce interlace flicker, which is true or false. And that gets us through these first 5 checkboxes at the top. Next is the video resample mode. This is of type video resample mode, and we get it by looking at the video event dot resample mode. Then we have the playback rate, which we changed a few weeks ago, and that is a double. And then we have the undersample rate, which is also a double. And that's all of the settings that are available on the video event tab, except there is one push button there. And this button is the conform to project frame rate. We can actually simulate what that button does by getting the video stream from the event that we're looking at. And to get the video stream, we first of all have to convert this to a video stream, and we're going to look at the video event .activeTake.media.streams. Then we're going to get the item by type, and the type of media we want is a media type.video, and we're going to look at the ActiveTake stream index. So this will get us the video stream for this event. Then we're going to change the playback rate for the video event to be equal to the project video frame rate, which we looked at last week, divided by the video stream frame rate. And that will change the play rate the same as pushing that button would do. Next, let's move over to the Media tab. There's a lot of things here, some of which we can change, some of which we can't change, but we're going to look at the things that we can change. Under the Media tab, everything will use the video stream. So now that we have the video stream from here, we will use it down here. So the frame rate is a double, So the video stream frame rate would be placed into a double variable. Then we get the field order. So video stream dot field order is of type video field order. Next is the pixel aspect ratio, and that is of type double. Then we get the alpha channel, and that is of video alpha type. Next we look at the background color, and that is connected to the alpha channel, and that will be video color. Next we have rotation. That will be of type video output rotation. So we can get the rotation value or set the rotation value. Next is your stereo 3D mode, and this is going to be of type stereo 3D input mode, and then there's a checkbox directly below that called stereo 3D swap, and that is a Boolean. So if you're using the correct type of 3D input mode, you can change the 3D swap if needed. Now let's move to the audio properties. Once again, we have our mute, lock, loop, the same as the other one, but then we have invert, phase, and normalize. The mute is a checkbox, so that's a Boolean, true or false. Locked, same thing, Boolean. Loop is also a Boolean. Then a new one is invert phase. That will invert the phase of the audio clip, and that is also a Boolean. And then normalize is a Boolean. Below normalize, we will see that we have a gain field. That is a double, and we can apply the normalized gain or read the normalized gain by looking at the audio event.normalized gain. In order for the time stretch pitch shift options to show up, you actually have to change the speed of the clip. So here we've changed the speed of the clip, slowed it down a little bit to get these options to show up. Next is pitch lock. That is a checkbox. That is true or false. And then we have our pitch semis, which is a double. Then we get to our stretch modes. The classic stretch attribute is of type classic stretch attributes. The elastic attribute is of type elastic stretch attributes. And then the method that is used is of type time stretch pitch shift. Then we can also see that we have a checkbox for format lock, and that is a Boolean, and then the format shift, which is a double. Even though it is not listed on the audio event tab, the playback rate is actually still available on audio as well, because audio and video can both have a playback rate. But if we want the playback rate to match the playback rate of the video file, then we just need to change the playback rate the same as we did up here. So assuming they push this button up here and we want to adjust both the video and the audio, we can do the exact same thing down here. We get the video stream of the active take the same as we did before, because the audio does not have a frame rate the same as the video does. So we just adjust the audio frame rate by looking at the video frame rate divided by the video stream frame rate. So we would have to actually look at the video side of this clip. If the clip was audio only, then we would not have the video side to look at to adjust the frame rate based on the video. So the playback rate would have to be adjusted using some other method at that time. So that is how you can access all the different properties based on the video event or the audio event on the timeline. So we can access each of the individual pieces as needed and adjust those as desired. Please sign up at www.jettv.com and subscribe on YouTube to get further notifications on when new videos are presented.